you just feel the need to change something. I mean, every trials was the same every year after year, same course, same sections, and it was just getting like monotonous, boring every year. And I said, I'll just try something different. When I saw that, I said, okay, I'll just try and do a bit of hard enduro.
Okay.
Bought an enduro bike. First race I did was Erzberg.
First race I ever did was Erzberg. No problem.
Never rode an enduro bike.
No way.
Week after, okay, I'm going to do Erzberg.
Really? Okay, you're just all in, aren't you?
I missed qualifying just by like one. It was like in 2,000 riders, 500 would qualify. I was like 501.
Hi everyone and welcome back to an all-new Riders Lounge podcast interview with one of the freshest faces in the Italian DaBoot FMX team. It's James Trincucci, who hasn't taken exactly the standard route to becoming a freestyle motocross rider. I'm Steve Sommerfeld and I'll be your host on this wild podcast ride of all things freestyle motocross and anything else that seems fitting to be included. Let's send some love in the direction of my sponsors from the old FMX days, as without them, we wouldn't be here now and doing the podcast. So, to Lakes Networking from Australia for all your computer needs, custom MX graphics and MotorX oils, GB Orthopedics for my knee braces and getting me sorted for all of those operations, DEP pipes, race effects, and TCX boots. And as you settle in to enjoy this upcoming interview, make sure you grab yourself a nice cold Tannenzaepfle beer. Or if you're in the middle of work, make sure you grab yourself the alcohol-free Tannenzaepfle version instead. But if you're like me, I've found there's no better way to listen to a podcast than to sit back on the deck chair, grab a little sunshine and vitamin D with a cold Tannenzaepfle beer beside while you while away the day, and maybe learn something new as we talk about all sorts of things in action sports. If you're a little more energetic than that, at least download the new TIMX game on Android or iOS and do some motos or your best freestyle motocross runs in the newest moto game to come to mobile devices. And you can actually go up head to head against some of the world's best FMX riders on there. The next guest on the Riders Lounge podcast may be a little unknown to most of you outside of Italy or Europe, but James Trincucci has a really cool motorcycling story, from trials to enduros, freestyle motocross, and even into road bikes. But it's also about James making his own path with photography and filmmaking and a new freeriding project that he's got coming out very, very soon. So while you're listening to this podcast, put it on in the background and make sure you check out his YouTube channel and Instagram and be on the lookout for his new movie. Might as well get this thing on the road. Sitting down again at this beautiful Loretta Golf Club in Czech Republic near Prague. This time Massimo's out. We've brought in James Trincucci.
Trincucci, that was right this
Did
time.
I get it right? Awesome. So another Italian, but you sound like you have an English accent. What's going on?
I'm half Italian, like 50% Italian, 50% Manx from the Isle of Man.
Isle of Man. Whoa. Okay. So how did you become to be riding in DaBoot when you're from the Isle of Man? I'm surprised you're not just living on the Isle of Man and riding around the course.
Weather's much better in Italy.
Okay, well that wins straight away. Makes sense.
Basically, my mum, my dad's Italian, so my mum lives in Italy.
Yeah.
I've basically been back and forwards from the Isle of Man all my life, but yeah, been riding mostly in Italy.
Okay.
And I ended up meeting David and Leo, and they're from Arezzo, where we've got our home.
Yeah.
And it just went on from that. They were already in DaBoot, they were already riding, so I said, I'll give it a shot, I'll try. After years riding trials bikes, I said, need a change, want to do something different, and yeah.
Found your way into freestyle motocross. So what do you identify as? Are you Italian or are you... I'm not going to say English. Are you, what did you say?
Manx.
Manx is the term. What are you, Manx or Italian?
Oh,
How do you feel?
as I usually
Because your
say,
English is perfect, of course, and your Italian's perfect when I listen because I don't know Italian.
I've lived in Italy basically all my life.
Okay.
But yeah, I've got a strong relation with the Isle of Man. I mean,
Yeah.
I feel it. I feel at home with both.
Okay.
Really. I can't say I feel
Yeah.
less somewhere else than just
Two
the same.
passports?
Yeah. 2 passports, yeah.
Perfect.
Actually, at the moment, just one from the Isle of Man.
Oh, really?
Yeah, after renewed the Italian one.
Really? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd probably renew that fast before Brexit goes through, or is that
Yeah,
not
but
going to...
the Isle of Man has
Obviously-
always been independent, so there's no difference with Brexit for the Isle of Man.
Oh, really? It's
Yeah.
not part of the Brexit problem?
No. It's never really been in the EU. It is, but not. It's a weird thing.
Oh, okay. I didn't do my research, so I actually don't know anything about that.
Yeah.
Normally, I'm pretty on top of these sorts of things in politics and whatever, but I didn't even know.
Yeah.
So you don't even give two stuffs about Brexit?
Nope.
You didn't vote in Brexit?
Nope.
Perfect. Actually, a lot of my friends didn't vote in Brexit. They probably should have. No, actually, probably my friends would have voted more out.
Yeah.
I don't know. But, okay, so Brexit's not an issue.
Nope.
You've got a place in Italy anyway. Perfect. You can still cross over
Yeah.
easily.
Actually, I'm missing this year because a few weeks ago there was a TT on. Usually every year there's the Tourist Trophy on, but this year nothing with COVID, and it's a bit weird because it's usually my beginning of summer.
Oh,
I
yeah?
go to Isle of Man, watch the TT.
Oh, yeah?
Season starts, but this year no.
So you're just hanging on the side of the track, almost getting your arm wiped out by
Yeah,
some dude flying past at
My
250
grandfather,
kilometers
his
an
house
hour?
is right on the course, so I just walk out and.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that is unbelievable. What's it like to see the Isle of Man race?
Crazy. Like I've seen. I'm 28. I've seen 27 because I've missed this one. And every time it's so much adrenaline when the first bike passes through. You always do a step backward.
Oh, yeah?
It's like just so close and so fast.
That's so
Yeah.
crazy. Have you tried it?
No.
Do you want to try it?
I've always wanted to being from there, you've seen the TT all your life, and it's every kid's dream, like, I want to be a TT ride and things like that. But luckily, my mum always put me on off-road bikes.
She was thinking ahead.
Yeah.
Do you ride road bikes at all?
No.
No.
I've
Okay.
got the
Well, that's a
Cafe
pretty
Racer.
big thing to at least get into the island,
Yeah.
man. Maybe you can get around on your Kawasaki.
Yeah.
Probably at a much better speed.
Yeah.
Or much more manageable speed. Not a better
Exactly,
speed,
yeah.
but a manageable speed
Yeah.
around there. No, I was invited to do a freestyle show there a few years ago. and
Okay.
I really wanted to get over it. I don't know why it didn't happen, but I didn't get
Yeah.
there. But actually, that was kind of a dream would to be to do a freestyle show at the Isle of Man.
It's difficult now to do freestyle shows during that week because it's so dangerous, the TT. They don't want to add more danger to it, so
Freestyle is the least dangerous part of the TT.
Exactly. But they want to keep the hospitals as free as possible.
Really?
Yeah, so just in case for riders and things.
Wow.
So, yeah.
That is gnarly.
Yeah.
That they need to keep the hospitals free for
As
the
free as
TT
possible,
riders.
yeah.
Whew. I don't even know the stats, but there's a few deaths there
Yeah.
most years, right?
Yeah. Usually about 2.
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
Imagine, I can't even think of any other sport where you turn up knowing that every year before you, a couple have died. Like, that's ridiculous.
I don't know how they do it. I mean, I can understand it because, also with freestyle, you never know. You go out to do a few jumps and you never know. But, yeah, there you crash. It's like, yeah.
There's an old cobblestone wall coming up very, very fast.
Telephone posts and all those things. Like, yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So you said before you're a trials rider, and I'm just thinking of Island Man here and linking the two. Just last week, I watched a little Red Bull documentary on Dougie Lampkin.
Okay, yeah.
Did the wheelie
around
all the way
around
around the
TT
Isle
course.
of Man
Yeah.
course. Have you seen that video?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I have, yeah.
Did you ever ride with Dougie Lampkin?
Not with him, no.
No.
No. He lived on the Isle of Man for a good amount of years. But, yeah, never managed to ride with him.
Okay.
No.
How far into riding trials bikes did you get? Professional?
Yeah, I won the Italian Central South because it's divided into championships really.
Okay.
Won it like 4 times.
Ooh.
Won the Tuscan and Umbria championship both. Won 5 times and won 3 times. So yeah, it was a proper thing.
Whoa. Why did you leave trials?
I just needed something different. I mean,
You had enough of wearing skin tight gear,
yeah,
open face helmets.
yeah. Basically, it's just you do something for so many years, you just feel the need to change something. I mean, every trials was the same every year after year, same course, same sections, and it was just getting like monotonous, boring every year. And I said, I'll just try something different. When I saw that, I said, okay, I'll just try and do a bit of hard enduro.
Okay.
Bought an enduro bike. First race I did was Erzberg.
Yeah, first race I ever did was Erzberg. No problem.
Never rode an enduro bike.
No way.
Week after, okay, I'm going to do Erzberg.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
you're just all in, aren't you?
I missed qualifying just by like 1. It was like in 2,000 riders, 500 would qualify. I was like 501.
No way.
Yeah, but it was a good experience anyhow. Like,
I guess then the skills from trials just translate straight away to.
yeah,
other
I was
bikes.
missing the speed basically.
Yeah.
Technical parts, no problem. Speed. Probably, if I go there now, I'll probably do much better now. I train a lot in motocross and things, so yeah, I'll probably go much better.
What's it like to ride trials? What does it feel like to do it? Because I tried riding the bike and I could barely even get over like the tiniest tire in a little jump. Like it's just so foreign to me.
At the beginning, it's frustrating because you see.
I was frustrated.
Yeah,
yes,
you see like good riders going up like steps, 2-meter steps, easy, and you're like on a 10-inch step and you can't get up properly, and you're like, how do you do this?
Yeah,
it's just practice and practice. Like my grandfather used to do trials.
Okay.
So basically I started for that reason.
Yeah.
Just basically it's trial and error, and eventually you get at a good point, and it starts getting fun.
That's cool.
It's one of those spots that's quite boring maybe at the start, because you're like, even to watch it's like, okay, just going around the section and things. But as soon as you start doing the harder sections, it starts to get interesting and fun, and having to look for traction all the time. And
That's crazy. Could you, back in the day when you were doing it and you were winning, was it enough to make a living out of trials?
No, not in Italy. No.
Okay.
Yeah. Spending a lot of money to do it. Had a few sponsors, but it's not a big sport anymore. It used to be.
Yeah.
Like Italy was really good with trials at one point. Then it just started dying out because the bikes are expensive.
Okay.
Like you need more or less €8,000 to buy a trials bike.
Really?
Yeah. And
there's hardly anything there to buy. There's only a few parts.
Done that, you have to do quite a few things on it, like in suspensions and engine and everything. So it's an expensive sport. Yeah.
Okay. And so, did you ever get a backflip on a trials bike?
I tried.
Did you?
I tried.
Tried? How far around on the rotation did you get?
Not good, because like the lip was really bad. Like there was no way it would.
Dirt lip?
Yeah.
Yep.
2 mattresses on the floor, and it didn't work.
Okay. So freestyle trials, that's out. Finished that. Career started and stopped with
actually,
one go.
basically, I started. The freestyle started with trials because one of the French riders, Julien Dupont.
Oh yeah.
I was friendly with him on Facebook basically, and he was looking for someone and said, "Yeah, I need someone that does a flip." And yeah, it just didn't work because without a foam pit or anything to try, it was just
huck and go, and it didn't work.
Yeah.
Ah.
So then I just decided, why not try freestyle? Just do it properly.
So when did you get into freestyle then? Was it something where you said, okay, I've ridden Erzberg on my first attempt on an enduro bike. I'm just going to buy a motocross bike and try freestyle?
I did a year of enduros because I did Erzberg, and then 6 months later I tried Hell's Gate 2.
Okay, no problem.
And Still, it wasn't bad. I mean,
You just all in.
we had problems with the bike the day before, so we were actually, the mechanic was in the back of the van building the bike up while we were going there, like on the road, just building the bike up. So,
No way.
Yeah. So I tried the bike in the competition.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Yeah, I did, out of the 6 laps, I managed to do 5, so I was quite happy. Yeah.
That's
Exhausted. Like, Erzberg is nothing compared to Hell's Gate.
Really?
Yeah, it's so hard. So hard.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah, and Erzberg, there was snow when I went to Erzberg, so yeah.
And that's still nothing on Hell's Gate.
No.
Oh,
It's so
man.
hard.
So getting back to the freestyle. So now you've done, 1 year of enduro,
Yeah.
and then you decided freestyle was the way to go.
Yeah, I mean, I always liked...
Did you try it on the enduro bike first then?
No.
Or you just went out and bought a
Yeah,
motocross
yeah.
bike and said, I'm
Yeah.
going to give this a shot?
Yeah, so the enduro bike said, just try that. Just having fun, basically. I wasn't thinking of doing anything as a job or anything. We were just having fun. I bought one of Vanni Odera's bike. I went up to Genova Supercross with Davide, just to have a look, basically. And then I said, fuck, I'm going to buy a bike.
Yeah.
Going to start it. And, that was 2016.
Okay.
End of 2015, beginning of 2016.
So you've only been doing freestyle for 4 years?
Basically, yeah.
Wow. Okay. So that's so funny. So you've just bought a bike from Vanni Odera. You live about 20 minutes from Davide Rossi, 20 minutes from Leo Fini.
Yeah.
You've got two, at the moment I'd say 2 of the best riders in Italy.
But basically, I'm
just
so
down the road.
thankful they're so close that I can train with them, and basically it's thanks to them, Vanni and Bianco, that I'm doing this sport, because they've always helped me out. And
What was it like to go from trials to enduro to now hitting a ramp for the first time? What did that feel like? Because it wasn't that long ago. You could probably remember compared to talking to other guys.
It was basically a dream come true, because I was watching like Travis Pastrana and Nitro Circus when I was a kid. And I was like, I'd really like to do that lifestyle and things like that. And now I'm basically doing it. So it just felt so good. Weird too, because I had to learn how to ride a bike from the beginning, because it's totally different from trials riding. Enduro, you do extreme enduro, it's very similar to trials.
Okay.
Bike handling is the same thing. As I said, I was missing the speed, but very similar. Motocross, totally different sport.
Wow. That's so crazy. And how did you go from your first ramp jump into getting into tricks? Was it fast? Did you progress fast?
Yeah, the beginning was, I worked a lot on motocross, so I tried to get better riding skills on motocross. Once I got that, it was pretty quick. I passed from the close ramps, like 14 meters, to the 21 in like 2 months or something, 2-3 months.
Okay.
Started out like with basic tricks like Cordova, then seat grabs and things like that, and it just progressed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where are you up to now?
Finish this event, I'm gonna go back in the foam pit and try to do this flip.
Get this damn backflip done.
Yes, I did it last year quite a few times. It was going well.
Yeah.
Then the season started, shows and things, and you can't really concentrate it. So I decided this year with COVID, we haven't got many shows. It's the right year to concentrate on riding properly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're just doing it for fun.
Yeah.
But you're actually picking up a whole bunch of shows.
Yeah, it's going well. It's thanks to the team, basically.
Yeah.
Me, Davide, Leo, Bianco, always training together. So that's the main thing. We're training together, and we're trying to do shows together too. So
Yeah, that's awesome. What's it like to train with these guys? Like, I mean, Leo is he is just so damn focused. And you got Davide up the road as well. And what's it like to train with these two guys? I mean, more, I guess. Massimo's maybe 1 hour away or 2 hours away or something?
He's 2 hours more or less, yeah.
But what's the feeling with riding with these guys?
It's just inspirational. I mean, you see them ride and you see the level they're at, and you just say, I want to get better and better and better. And it's I think it's so much easier to riding with riders of that level to go ahead. I mean, you see them do something, and it's what the best thing is to watch is just to look at the riders, and then you just pick it up slowly.
Yeah, you've obviously got that competitive and champion mentality. You've won a lot of trials, so I guess to come into freestyle, to learn the tricks, you're already a competitive kind of guy, obviously. So
Yeah,
you
I mean,
want to do
competition is a big part of my life. I mean, I've always raced, so you never lose that. I mean, you can say I don't want to race anymore, but you've always got it in you. You mean you want to to get better and better. If it's against someone or against yourself, basically.
Yeah, that's it. Man, it's so gnarly. Unfortunately I didn't get to ride at your house when I was there last time.
Oh, you have to do.
In 2017, I think I did a show in Austria, and then I came down to Laos. I was staying at Laos for a few days, and then a couple of days at Davidas, and it just poured rain the day we were about to go to yours, so I missed that place. But yeah, no, I mean, just being there in Tuscany, you live in like this awesome little place.
It's a beautiful place. I mean, and the weather's good.
I didn't want to leave.
Yeah, I bet.
I could have easily just stayed there. And
food's good, weather's good. Nothing better than that, is it?
Why would you ever want to leave? That's for damn sure. So you're in the DaBoot team. So as Massimo said in his interview, he said there's like 20 guys in his team. Yeah. How do you kind of get noticed? Like, if there's 20 guys and there's a lot of riding, do you find you're competing against each other a little bit? But
in a
fun
good way. Yeah, in a good way. You see maybe another rider my level doing a trick and say, I haven't got that one. I have to get that. Yeah. So you're out today.
I can't be left behind.
No. You're always trying to get better than the other one, but not in a bad way. I mean,
I was thinking about this, like, how do you get noticed in a group of 20? And then I started to think about, is this the reason why all the riders in DaBoot have like the most outrageous graphics kits that you've ever seen? Not all of them.
I tend to go on the classic. I mean, I like the Supercross look more than others. But
I mean, like, I look at bikes like Vanny O'Dara's, and oh man, sometimes you think a rainbow's spewed up on it. I think Matteo's got some pretty out there ones, and Yannick's got some out there.
I'm not a big fan of the multicolour bikes.
But yeah, I mean, every bike in the Italian group is just so different, and all these different parts. Is that kind of like the expression within DaBoot?
I like to show. I mean, I think the attitude you have is the main thing. I mean, you want to ride, you have fun doing it. That's the time you'll get noticed. It's just your attitude, basically. I mean, if you're doing it for a job and you think of it as you're going to work, it's not the same thing.
No.
As I was telling you yesterday, like, even if I wasn't paid to do it, I'd be doing it at home for free. So
exactly, and that's why I got into freestyle. Yeah. Like, I never thought in my wildest dreams I would have done this for almost the last 20 years of my life, and now I work in it as well. Like, I never thought of it. That was never even part of the idea. The part of for me was just a ride. I just wanted to be Travis or Deegan or Kerry Hart. You're just dreaming, looking at posters on the wall. So,
and super cool part of this thing, you get to meet your childhood heroes. Basically, you're going about. And you do a show and you're like, oh, that's Carmichael. Like, I got to meet Carmichael.
You rode with Carmichael as well?
I didn't ride with him, no. I was in Torino giving the guys a hand to set up the cars and things. And he was there. We went to dinner with him and everything. And
really?
It was like, wow, it was Stuart there, Carmichael, McNeil. And you're like, wow, I got to meet basically my heroes because...
The perks of the job.
Yeah.
That's so cool. I actually did a show, and we were just talking about this before. Yeah. I did a show in England at Goodwood, and Carmichael...
that's a show I've always wanted to do.
It's so fun. Yeah. It's so fun. The people are just so close, and it's a different clientele.
It is, of
people.
High range.
Yeah, they're a little bit a bit more snooty than the rest. Yeah. No, it's an awesome show, and Ricky Carmichael's there to promote Florida. State.
Yeah.
And the promoter of the event found out, and he managed to find a dead stock Suzuki with stock suspension, looked like a pogo stick, and Carmichael just put his graphics on, and he asked me if he could get a speed check behind me. I was like, I haven't ridden a ramp in a few years. And he's like, oh, can I get a speed check?
as if you need a speed check.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, just get in behind and I'll give you the speed. And I look back and he just did the biggest whip on his first jump. And I'm like, okay, you didn't need a speed check. You just, but that was such a cool experience as well. Like I've met so many famous, or I don't care that they're famous, but you just like,
that's just
people that have done so many things, and you're just like, whoa, that's crazy. And he was just such a normal dude. Yeah. And I thought I was the fattest guy there at the show, and then Carmichael turned up, and he still made us all look like idiots.
I was just amazed how he was nearly still before the ramp. Then he just sat on the bike, full throttle, and like biggest whip ever.
Yeah. So when I did that show with Goodwood, he came into the ramp. I thought, oh, he's
not going to get. Yeah.
I thought he was just going to peel off, and that was like his speed check. And he just, how?
Yeah, and over.
And the biggest whip. And I'm like, okay, this is our day job, and you're making us look bad here.
Yeah.
Guess that's why you're called the GOAT. But so you got some perks of the job, but you're kind of. Let's say you're into freestyle, of course, but you're kind of leading towards free riding.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
Something I've always loved. Like, I think everyone really starts freestyle with free ride. It's like, just tried to do it a year ago, and I said, why not try and do like a documentary or something about it? We're doing this documentary called Back to the Roots, because we think that freeride is the roots of freestyle. Yeah. We were supposed to do it in America.
Okay.
Then the COVID started, so we decided why not do it in Italy with the riders that started in Italy. So went around all the riders' spots with the riders, interviews and everything, and having fun on the bike. And in September the documentary should be out. So.
Oh, pretty quick.
Yeah. We've been working on it for a year now. So yeah.
Okay, so you're into free ride yourself?
Yeah.
So you're doing the riding and you're doing the filming?
We've got a crew behind us, like 2 video makers and a photographer. The idea came up with the photographer, with Lorenzo. Okay. It's just something we said, just try to do it, see what comes out, and it's coming out really well. So we've decided, let's concentrate on it and see what it comes out as.
Do you think, like, for you as freeride, maybe your direction for your riding career? Or you're not even thinking of it, you're just doing it for fun?
Yeah, I'm just doing it, see what comes out of it.
Like turning up to Erzberg and just seeing what happens.
I'm having fun with it, like really fun. Another thing I'm working on, seeing Massimo, is step up.
Oh yeah?
I'm aiming to do a few competitions next year.
Okay.
It's going well. It's one of those things that it just comes easy to me. I did a setup.
Why is that? Because step up scares the crap out of me looking at this vertical wall of dirt.
I think with the trials background, vertical steps aren't a problem.
Yeah.
So I did it first time, went over, said, let's try and do it, and it's good. Yeah, I'm having fun on that too.
Man, come on.
I should concentrate on one thing instead of all of them.
Yeah. I hate these people that are just natural at everything. Here I am working my ass off.
I'm working hard on freestyle.
Yeah? You're really putting the time in on freestyle?
Yeah.
Is it the first time then that you've put a lot of work in? Because it sounds like you're just cruising along.
I've always worked hard on it. I've always decided to do, like, I didn't work too hard on the Enduro riding. That was really, like, just fun. Yeah. But trials, freestyle and everything I've always worked hard on.
Okay.
Yeah.
The free ride, I'm just wanted to come back because you were telling me last night about this spot. That you made a video already. It's already out, like a little YouTube video.
Yeah.
But it looks like the wastelands of America or something.
It's crazy.
But it's in Italy.
It's in Italy. It's just out of Tuscany, like an hour out of Tuscany, and it's just heaps and heaps of jumps.
Really?
Yeah. You have to put the work on it. I mean, shovel time is
no dig, no ride.
Exactly. But it's just crazy. It looks like you're in like Nevada or somewhere like that. It's just weird. It's a quarry. It was an old quarry.
Okay.
And
what's the story of the quarry? Because like I'm trying to wonder, like in Italy, I know it's hard to even ride anywhere that you're not allowed to ride.
Basically,
but you can, or you have. I don't know if you're allowed to, but you have ridden.
You are and you're not. I mean, it's a bit of a limbo at the moment there because it was a motocross track.
Okay.
Then it became a quarry to build the highway roads there in Italy. They were taking the soil out there to build the roads, and they didn't stop. I mean, they just continued for 11 years, and then it got like...
Because I think last night you said they only had a 1-year contract.
Yeah,
they were only allowed to do this for 1 year.
For 1 year, and they just continued for 11. I don't know what went on there.
Yeah.
So it just got locked down, of course.
So the council or the government shut it down?
Shut it down.
Yeah.
And the motocross riders and enduro riders just started riding in it again. Just 50 meters lower.
So the quarry they just went straight down 50 meters, and now you've got all these jumps.
Yeah,
and everyone's just going back.
Yeah, I'd love to do something like get a digger in there or something, because it's gravel, so it's not the perfect terrain, but still you can do some good jumps.
So the whole place is gravel.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a little bit difficult then.
Yeah, no traction.
Yeah.
It's not bad because if you do case a jump or something, it's not too hard. Like you've got some, you can do some headers on it and not hurt yourself.
Oh, that's all right. Well, maybe I've got half a chance. Yeah. So you're into freeride. You're making this documentary.
Yeah.
Is photography like a big thing for you? Photography, videography?
Yeah, I studied.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I studied photography and filmography. My grandfather is a photographer. Like,
okay.
Yeah, so I've...
You really picked up a lot from your granddad.
Yeah.
Is it the same granddad?
Yep.
So trials, bikes, and photography. Okay.
Yeah, and I've just like this photographer's really passionate too with photography. Of course, if he wouldn't be doing it for that.
Of course, yeah.
But the different thing we've decided to do is to use film photography on it instead of digital. Oh. So so it's back to the roots, both with the riding and the shooting.
Wow, and how do you find that? Is that much harder?
It's hard, yeah. You have to take your time on it because, you haven't got any autofocus or anything, so it's difficult. It's trial and error there too. We've got loads of developing to do.
Really?
We are still not sure on what has come out of the films, so we're a bit nervous.
You can't just watch it back straight away.
No, so...
Oh, man.
Yeah, just 2 cages, shooting. Had a lot of back pain after this project because, freeriding isn't easy on your body. But
no, exactly. And with using the film was... I don't know anything about film. I don't know anything about photography. I'm terrible at it. I just point and shoot with my phone. But is it something that the quality is better to use film? Like, why did you choose film?
Basically, because we wanted to go back to the origins of everything.
Okay.
Film photography is coming back as a trend, so we've decided let's just.
Is this like the filming hipsters or something?
Yeah, a bit, but they've never done it in action sports.
Okay.
So we said just try something different and see what comes out of it. We're doing a photo book too with all the photographs. So
okay.
Yeah, hopefully it'll come out good.
Something that would more appeal to photography.
Just something like technically different.
Yeah.
I mean, film photography has never been used for action sports. Of course, they used to race bikes. It was only film photography at one point. So yeah, just see. Don't know what will come out of it.
Really? Yeah. So again, this is like Erzberg. You bought the bike and you did Erzberg. Now you're just going, you know what? Let's just go back to full film.
We worked a lot on this one.
Let's see what happens. Let's just do it and see what the hell comes out of it.
We're having fun. If something comes out of it, we're happy, and if not, we had fun at it.
With editing that, is it in my mind? Again, I don't know anything about this, so don't shoot me if I'm an idiot. Is this like cutting the film?
No, just we've done film only with the photography part of it. The filming is digital, because of course it would just be just the cost of it would be crazy with the film. So it just went digital, and documentary is digital.
Okay,
Yeah.
so doco's digital, but the photos themselves are the old school. Okay. I was sitting here thinking, oh no,
that would be a nightmare.
That
would be a nightmare.
That's where my mind was. I'm like, that's gonna be
it takes long enough with the digital anyhow. So,
well, that's the thing. Like, I never got into videos for my own writing because it just takes so damn long.
Yeah,
and like you sent me this link couple of days ago, and I'm just like, oh, where were you when I was riding full time? Like, I wish I had that kind of footage by the time I finished riding to look back on. I don't even have that much because
we're just passionate also off the images. Not I mean, we're passionate about riding, but I like to have nice images, good photography, and just something to look back to.
That's it. When you're an old man sitting in your rocking chair, you can look back.
It's going into that too, isn't it? Like, just look at Axel with all his videos and things like that. It's progressing a lot with that too, because especially now with COVID, no shows, so why not do something online that people can enjoy anyhow?
Yeah, exactly. And like the cool thing I like, let's say Axel, you watch that and you're just like, man, it just looks so good, and it gets you pumped up. You want to ride. You want to get out there and just do the same things. I'm not going to do what Axel does, but you just think, fuck.
Yeah, I just love the tricks he does, like just the wheelies and things. I'm copying him lately on those things because with the trials background, I've got good controls with wheelies and things like that. So I'm trying a few different things, and it's good fun also. Doing something that's not only just ramps and tricks, just have fun with it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I know, like, I was getting bored a little bit just because I ride on my own, and
that's the thing.
That sucks.
I see that. I've got my own park at home, and my own setup, and if I train on my own, like 15 minutes and I'm bored.
Yeah.
That's why I was in Tuscany while riding together, because it's just, it gives you more motivation to ride.
Yeah. Well, that was actually going to be my next question. Yeah. What is your reason to get out of bed and ride? What drives you to ride?
Just to get better at it. I mean, I've decided to do it professionally, so I think it's basically your duty to do it properly. If you want to do it properly, you train. And you put 100% into it. If not, there's no reason to do it, really.
Yeah. So the main drive at the moment is you're doing it as a job.
Yeah.
Treat it like a job.
Yeah. But remember why you're doing it. Remember you're having fun at it, and you're doing it because you like it.
Yeah.
I can't stand people like doing it because it's my job, I have to. Like, I've got 20 minutes free, I'll go down in the field and just do wheelies and stoppies and have fun on it. I know people that just have the bike, go to the FMX park, they do it because they know they'll have shows out of it, they'll have money out of it, and it's not the same thing.
Yeah, it's not really the right way to look at it. And I know I fell into that when I moved over to Europe and shows were coming so much easier.
I mean,
and I got stuck.
You have to train for shows if you've got like 10, 12, 13 shows in a season. You say, I have to work for the shows.
That's it.
Because you don't want to risk. You want to just keep it as safe as possible. In a way, not having shows this year is good to get better on the bike. Like, it's given me a reason to train properly again and want to get better without thinking I have to do it for the shows. Because shows just take up so much time. I know the vital for us because that's where you have your earning.
Yeah.
But it's
that's what I found. I found because I was getting shows, and the more shows I did, it led to more shows. Which led to more training, and I got into like this cycle of knowing I've got to work my ass off. Always to keep every trick perfect, because for me, I didn't.
First jump has to be a trick basically in a show. So
you can't do a dead sailor in a show.
No.
And I refuse to do a dead sailor. I will still throw out a heel clicker if I absolutely have to. Coming into
at least
land if I
no hand or something.
Exactly. And I really found once I got to Europe that I wasn't riding with the same feeling I had in Australia. In Australia, I didn't even do shows.
I look up to like the Californian riders. You can see that they're having fun. Just look at Colby Raha or Tyler Berman. Like, they've got shows and things, but they're doing it because they love to do it. And that's what I've found with like Davide Leo and Bianco. They're doing it because they like to do it. Yeah. That's why we get along so good.
No, that's awesome. And if you weren't doing freestyle motocross, and if you weren't... So this is your job. Freestyle motocross is your number one job before whatever the next thing is going to be. What would you be doing if you weren't doing this? Where would you be?
My mum's got holiday homes, like a holiday apartment in Tuscany. Okay. So basically I work there too.
Okay.
I've been away till last year for just to have a few euros more just to train without thinking I have to do a show to have that's the thing we were talking about before. As long as I can earn enough money to ride, I'm happy. I don't care about the flashy cars.
You don't care about what job you're doing.
No,
you just
I want to ride.
Whatever you can do to get a buck to pay for the next bike.
Yeah.
And
I mean, I was a mechanic, but still always involved with bikes. So I was.
So would you be a mechanic then as like your full-time job if you weren't doing this, or would you, like you said, you've got the holiday homes, would you just spend your time doing that, or where?
I'd
where
probably
would you
do
be?
both.
Yeah.
I mean, I love building like cafe races and things like that.
Oh, yeah.
When I was a mechanic, we were doing off-roads, but we were also doing like custom bikes. I love building special parts and things like that. I'd probably be doing a bit of both.
Yeah. With the cafe races, like, did you do bobbers and all sorts, or more just straight only cafe races?
We'd do everything. I mean, depends what the client wanted really. First bike we built, we sold it and actually bought it again back 2 years ago. I found it in a shop that they'd they changed it for a modern bike, and I said, I'm gonna buy it back. Bought it back at like 10 times cheaper than what I sold it, so I was happy.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Because like the first road bike I bought was a Yamaha XVS 650.
Okay.
And that was my present to myself, or it was my reward for finally doing the fucking backflip.
Oh, okay.
So because it took me so long to do the backflip, it took me 6 years. After about 3 years, I'm like, I need to put like a carrot in front of the donkey.
Okay, yeah.
And so I said to myself, like, when I finally grow a set and put this damn flip to dirt, I'm going to go out and buy a road bike. And in Australia, or at least in Queensland, I don't know if it's the rest of the country, you can have up to 650cc as a learner.
Oh, okay.
So, so I looked at it and I thought, I don't want to have a fast bike.
Yeah.
I don't want something that I'm just going to kill myself on because I know I would. So I thought, I'll go for like an old style, not a Harley, but like an XVS 650.
I think the old bikes
like a cruiser style.
They just give you a different feel to it. Like it's you're riding a bike. You ride these modern ones, and you're like, it's not much different from a scooter, is it? It's
Exactly. Just a really
you've got
fast
gears,
one.
But the old bike, it's the sound, the smell of it, and it's just.
Exactly, and this is nothing special. The bike I've bought is nothing special.
Mine is a Benelli 350 4 cylinders. It's a 1979 bike.
Oh, cool!
It's just so fun. I mean, it's terrible to ride. I mean,
it's terrible to ride, but I love it.
Yeah, you have to start it, pushing it. Like it's it's just. Battery always dies on it, and you're always playing with the carburetor while you're riding.
I don't know if I'm going to take my bike to you to get fixed if you're a mechanic.
No, it's with Benelli that year, they'd copied the Honda 4. It was just it's basically a Honda 4 that doesn't work. A friend of mine, his dad used to work in a Benelli factory.
Okay,
and they said it's the worst engine they ever built.
Really?
People would buy the brand new bike, it would stop, they would open it, they would have a rag in it that they used to clean it. Like they would just it's just comical, and to get it running properly was a nightmare.
So is that the challenge?
Yeah.
You bought one for the challenge of it?
No, I bought it because it was a cheap bike.
Okay.
I want to try and do a cafe racer. Then someone came along, I would like to buy it. Well, I'll sell it. Worked fine for them.
Yeah, worked fine for them, not for you.
No, because they sold it. The guy that I bought it off, they'd seized one of the pistons.
Okay.
And being a 4-cylinder, you didn't really realize. So I had to get someone to build a replica of the pistons because you couldn't find them. And it was just a nightmare, but it's running well now. So.
Wow, what a pain in the backside. No, because so with my bike, I think now, I was thinking I would buy this XVS 650 and I would upgrade to like an actual big bore cruiser. I've never been interested in Harley Davidsons. I would probably, if I would.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan. I tried one and I enjoyed it, one of the new ones, but still it's not my style of riding.
Yeah, saying Harley doesn't get me excited.
No.
I just think, ugh. I guess he would be a great Uncle Roy on the Gold Coast. I remember when I was a kid, we didn't have holidays because we had a dairy farm, so you got to milk the cows morning and night every single bloody day of your life. And I remember like maybe once every 3 years we would have a 3-day holiday. We'd go down to my great Uncle Roy's and he had, if I'm just going to pluck some numbers out of the sky here, maybe he had 2 or 3 old Indians, like 1920s or 30 model Indians, and maybe 5 to 8 Harley Davidsons.
Okay.
And I remember one of the Indians, obviously the oldest and the best Indian, was at the base of his staircase. And I remember and I had no interest in old motorbikes when I was a kid. Like all I wanted was whatever's brand new in the magazine. You know, I wanted to race motocross. I was never allowed to have a motocross bike. So that's all I ever wanted. But I remember seeing this old Indian and his Harley with a sidecar, and I was just like, how cool is that? And he took me once in the sidecar on the Harley. And from then on, like I just really like the idea of those cruisers, and I don't know what I would get, but now I'm thinking like I've got this bike still sitting in Australia, sitting in storage.
Turn that into a bob.
And so I'm thinking I'm gonna when I go home, whenever that is, I don't know when that is. I'm gonna go bobber it up and see what I can do to it, because actually it's a really fun bike.
Yeah, and I think building them into cafe races and bobbers and things, it just becomes so much more personal. I mean, it's your bike. It's just...
First thing I did is I took the front fender off.
Yeah.
And then I found out very quickly that...
it's a bad idea, isn't it?
Well, not that it's a bad idea, it's illegal.
Okay.
It's illegal where we live, and so put that on.
I took the front fender off mine, and I was like, I can't see anything from dust coming up. Yeah,
just dirt everywhere.
Just build another one, a small one, and put that one on.
Yeah, I found out pretty quickly that motocross helmets aren't good for the road.
No, it just blows you back,
doesn't it? My head back. A good mate of mine, actually, James, he's got, I think it was a Z1000.
Okay.
And so we went out riding a couple of times. I remember we were going up the hills out the back of Brisbane, and he's just flying up the hills. So I'm trying to keep up on this 650 cruiser. Like, it weighs a ton with no power. But I was as fast as this thing could go. I was just giving it as much as I could, and I guess that's not what they're designed for. But it was fun. Yeah, and I'd love to.
That's the thing, though. Of bikes, they have to be fun.
Yeah,
it has to appeal to you. It can be a Harley, it can be an Indian, it can be a Kawasaki Ninja. It just has to appeal to you and be fun for you.
Yeah, exactly. What I'd love now, like I've lived now 6 years in Germany, but I lived right in the very, very center of Berlin, and there was a East German motorcycle museum.
Okay.
About 1 kilometer from where we were. So I've been there. I don't even know how many times I've been there. Every time a friend comes from Australia or wherever, I'm like, okay, I got to take you to, got to check these bikes out. And so there was the BMW R35, like the old bike before the war and during the war. But in this museum, it's East German, so it's the EMW, not BMW. They made the EMW. And so if I could, I would love to buy that style of bike and ship it to Australia, because there's not going to be that many around. Like, it would just be so damn good.
The thing is, all these bikes have gone up in price like crazy. You could buy them really cheap 10 years ago, and now with this thing of cafe races and things, they've just rocketed up.
I looked to buy one, and the cheapest I found in Germany was like 8 to 10,000 euro. I found some when I was in Russia.
Okay.
A few years ago. But then someone told me maybe they could be like some fakes, or like the Russians had actually made very, very good copies from another brand. Maybe 20 years ago or something. I can't remember the story, but I found a couple.
The BMW Lada.
Like, exactly, the Ural 35. I don't know, but maybe I'll have to keep doing my research, because they do cost a fortune now.
They do.
So that was a bit of a shame. I thought I was going to get one, and then that's expensive.
Yeah.
I think I'll just keep buying.
I mean, they are an
Freestyle
investment.
bikes.
I mean, you'll buy it and they'll never lose the price, but it's still a lot of money to pay for an old bike.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, my cousin in Australia, he has a Holden GTS, I think, from like 1970s or 60s or something. Anyway, when he bought this car, I remember my granddad just went, what did you bloody buy that for? What a waste of money.
Yeah.
And my cousin, he's like, nah, that's my superannuation. That's my retirement there.
Okay.
It'll pay for itself later
Yeah.
on. So I'm sure he's right. Holden just went out of business like a year or two ago. So the company doesn't even exist. So for sure the price will go through the roof at some stage. Oh man. So we've really gotten off topic here, but
just a bit.
No, it's awesome to talk with you. I can see a big future with you in freestyle and maybe
We'll
free riding, which would be really cool to see.
Yeah.
And man, keep with the filming, because what I saw looks awesome.
Will do.
I wish you could have filmed me when I was riding before.
I'll have to come in Australia and do some filming then.
I'm not there. I'm here.
When you go back.
I don't know when that is. A lot of people ask me, "Oh, come visit you." I'm like, I don't know when I'm going home.
Okay.
Everything's too good here at the moment.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like I said, I was looking. Maybe I have to buy a place in Tuscany or something like that.
It's a good place.
I found a block of land just near Davidas.
Yeah, so you've got the salumi of Scarpaccia there. So.
Yeah, exactly. You got the best salamis that you can find.
Yeah.
No, thank you very much, James.
Thanks for having me.
We'll catch up with you again soon. Thank you very much for tuning into this latest episode with James Trincucci. He's definitely not scared to try anything, and I can't wait to see how this new Freeride movie comes out. I'll let you know once it's released in one of our news wrap-up bonus podcast episodes, and of course on the Riders Lounge podcast, Instagram and Facebook channels. Hopefully after the past hour you haven't turned into a puddle while you're trying to get some vitamin D in the sunshine, but also that I hope you've kept yourself nice and refreshed with a cold Tannenzaepfle beer from Rothaus, because that's exactly what I'm going to do now that I've finished this podcast. There's nothing better than getting out of the home studio, kicking back, and having a nice cold one to refresh the vocal cords. If you haven't already, check out the rothaus.de website and look for your nearest Rothaus stockist to grab yourself a box of the good stuff. If you're outside of Germany, all you need to do is check out the show notes where I have a list of distributors you can find the finest beers in the world from. If you like this podcast, it'd be a huge help if you gave the podcast a nice big 5-star rating on whatever platform you're listening to it on. And if you've got any requests of future interviews, don't be scared to jump on the Instagram or Facebook channels and send a message over to the Riders Lounge podcast. It's always cool to read your comments and to take your opinions on and questions for upcoming guests as well. So until next time, get out and have fun on the bike.